The Infanree boys are about to go live, so sit back, light up a cigarette, take your PC off, unbutton your sleeves and prepare to send it.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
The Infanree Boys podcast starring Leaping Lizard and Combat Wombat.
Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Infanree Boys podcast. Thank you for joining us today. Unfortunately, we did not get any content out on the 11th, and we're very sorry for that. We had a lot going on, but the recording that you're about to hear is from the 12th. So, to start it off, Leaping Lizard is going to tell you a little bit about what he did with his daughter on the 11th, teaching her some very important life lessons.
Yeah, just took her out down there to a couple museums and, did some documentary type shit with her, showed her what was going on at that time and, why that day was important and everything like that. Just establishing, life values and, more.
Yeah, and just kind of teaching her about what makes her an American and things like that. I think that's a big thing that a lot of Americans don't really realize, with 9/11. They just kind of use it as an excuse to get drunk and party and, treat it like a fucking Thanksgiving kind of thing. And it's not what the day is about. It's supposed to be a day of remembrance for the lives that lost.
It's like every other holiday for the average American. They just that's not a holiday or nothing, but they just, like you said, they use it as an excuse to get drunk all the time and do their parties and all that shit.
Yeah,
instead
pretty
of
much just be
taking it for what it is and understanding what it is.
Yeah. So another thing we're gonna do at this point in the episode, we're going to kind of talk about, our background, I guess you could say, with 9/11 and everything, Starting out with Leaping Lizard, where were you when 9/11 occurred?
Well, I was sitting at home, not at school, because, my mom was a piece of shit.
Wow.
So I was sitting there watching the news, and when everything went down, by the time I turned on the TV, the first tower was already hit. And then, they were playing it live and all that shit when the second one got hit. And then, I was 8 years old by that point, 3rd grade. And, it's pretty wild shit, man.
So you actually got to see
even at a younger age, though, it was like, on the first one, it was like, okay, what the fuck's going on? And then on the second one, it's like, okay, this ain't, It's not like an accident or nothing. Like, shit's fucking on purpose. And then everybody was like super pissed off. I remember that. And then yeah, you know, and then all the news and shit started rolling around every day and about all kinds of crazy shit going on, and that was pretty much about it, man. You know, from there the rest was the rest. The development on the war on terror and shit.
Well, do you remember kind of how it felt? I mean, did you see like the second plane live and
Yeah,
shit?
because like I said, it was streaming live by the time the first one was on. So yeah, you saw it hit the tower and shit. And I mean, it felt shitty, man. Like, damn, what the hell? You know, what the hell's going on? You know, why is it going on? And what does it mean now? You know what I mean? It was yeah, it was different. Even now though, I mean, seeing like footage on it and shit like that now is like still gives me like a shitty feeling about it. You know, it's like, yeah, it's one of those, I don't know, man. You know, it's a big event. Yeah, I mean, at the time, being a little kid and shit,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
still
like,
stay
being a
even
little
to this
kid,
day.
you
don't really
still
understand that it was like
at least for
fucking.
me, you don't really pick up how big of an event it was, you know. And even still to this day, when I see the footage, it still gives me goosebumps and that same feeling that I had the very first time seeing it. For me, when I seen it happen the first time live, I was at a hospital at my grandparents' doctor's appointment. It was me and my grandmother. We were sitting in the lobby with a bunch of other people, and you know, they had the news on and everything. It was past after the first plane hitting, and then we seen the second plane hit. You know, she tried to cover my eyes and everything, but I literally seen it happen live. And I remember it just, I had no clue what was going on. And it just, I don't think it was until probably a couple years later that it fully kind of hit me of what I had just seen, you know, and how fucked up it all was, you know. I mean, being a kid, I still remember being like, yo, what the fuck did I just see? But it wasn't until a couple years later, you know, that the full effect kind of hit me. With all this being said, though, the next thing I wanted to cover with it is, how would you say that 9/11 impacted your life, you know?
Well, I mean, I come from like a very like strong background in like, you know, military history and shit anyway, so when all that shit went down, like I said, everybody like on my side of the family was, you know, extremely fucking pissed off and just immediately,
Yeah, without a doubt.
you know, fuck them. And you know, anybody that was you know, young enough or old enough to fucking join and shit, that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was my takeaway from it. Once I got old enough, you know, that was one of the main reasons why I enlisted and all that shit in the infantry was, you know, just to try to get my chance to go over there and fucking, you know, kill as many fucking people as I could, you know, that, you know, I felt were responsible for everything.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it, man. That was about how it affected. I mean, I did everything I could to make sure I could fucking get in. That was that was about it.
Yeah. I think that was a big thing for a lot of people that enlisted. You know, I seen something the other day on the internet that really hit me, was just the timeline of the war on terror since 9/11. It was a drawing that someone did of like a kid, you know, who was born on September 11th, 2001, and then pretty much, you know, how he went through, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school, graduated to school, and was able to enlist and went over there. And unfortunately, yeah, the way they did the drawing, he was one of the 13 members, you know, killed in the bombing back in August in Kabul. And I think that was really a surreal feeling of the reality of really how long the after effects of the 9/11 attack occurred, at least in the sense of the global war on terror, you know. I think that was just a really surreal feeling for me. It was just like, wow, this has really been going on that long, you know. I mean, 20 years is a long time, you know.
I mean, I remember growing up with my father when he was in, and I mean, the dude fought on the Gulf War and shit, in '91, and he was still kind of fucking around with the Middle East a little bit, fucking by the time he got out. And I was like right before fucking 2001 though, so it was like literally like, I don't know, it's kind of like a continuation, what I mean, of what you what your father or some people's like uncles or even grandfathers and shit were doing, when they were in the military.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like you said, they're fucking 20 years later and they're doing it, the same thing.
And that's a big
another wild thing about it, like at least with Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is one of like our first conflicts, at least that I know of, that you literally could have a father went there when his child was born, and then 20 years later, 18 years later, that same son is now fighting in the exact same fields that his father went and fought in, that's just crazy to me. And that's something, as far as I'm tracking, that's a first for American history. I don't know. But one thing I think, I've noticed a major change in American culture and society. For me, I just remember after the attack, how much unity there was in America, and
there was definitely like a sense of fucking actual American patriotism.
Yeah, everybody was.
And I mean, not just in America though, like the whole world, seemed like it kind of united. I mean, except obviously for, for the Middle East, but as far as all the Western countries went, there was a lot of support worldwide for it, and. I mean, they continue to show that up, support following us into fucking Afghanistan.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if you ever saw the video, of Buckingham Palace that day. They raised our flag and they played our national anthem, and there was a lot of people that came out there and were showing support for America. I mean, even Russia and other countries were showing that they were at least standing with us. And
I mean, it wasn't
after that attack.
I mean, I think at that point, man, I mean, first off, I mean, it happened in New York, and New York's always kind of been like that fucking worldwide symbol of collaboration and fucking just that melting pot, you know what I mean? And the Twin.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to look at what the Twin Towers was for New York. It was a major symbol of us and just the world. I mean, it was like it's like the Statue of Liberty. Back in the day, you thought of New York, you thought of the Twin Towers, you thought of the Empire State Building, Brooklyn Bridge, Statue of Liberty. And then not to mention just how important the Trade Center was for the rest of the world. I mean, I don't fully know what was going on there, but it was a major economical center. I mean, hell, it's the World Trade Center, and every country in the world had their hands in it, and so for when the attack happened, it was just like, it was crazy. But for me, one thing that, looking back on it, was just a positive light, I guess, that came from it for me, was the unity.
And then, for whatever reason, later on down the road, that just kind of, got annihilated.
Yeah. I mean, eventually, it just kind of, unfortunately, died out, and that was kind of it with it. But it's like I say, man, I just remember, I mean, look at, you had U2 at the Super Bowl, and they came out, and Bono opens up his suit, and he's got the American flag in the lining, and just all everything that happened from that. I mean, I'm getting chills just thinking back to it. I just remember a period of time where in America, everyone was an American after that attack. Regardless race, sex, religion, nothing mattered for the most part other than you were an American. And it was just so beautiful to me to see the unity from all these different nations and just worldwide, the support. I mean, like I said, I'll say again, the Buckingham Palace, Russia, Germany, everywhere. And it was just kind of sad because, it just kind of, it died out like a year later.
Well, you saw it start kind of fading, yeah. Like that you know, that damn near world unity and that sense of patriotism and, you know, sense of supporting fucking fellow man and shit just kind of, throughout the years after that, it just kind of disintegrated and turned into what we got right now, where, you know, it's a fucking, you know, a joke and a laughing stock, and, you know, everybody's, you know, this and that about all kinds of different fucking scenarios and situations.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's definitely sad, man.
I mean, you know, and yeah, all that shit's cool and everything too, but it's like at the end of the day, though, it's, you're losing sight at the bigger picture, which is, you know, everybody that fucking went down that day, and
yeah, exactly.
Not just that, but the people that fucking, you know, sacrifice themselves and shit, you know, to try to help out people that they could.
Yeah, it's definitely something, man. That's what I gotta say. You know, it's sad. Because we had a really good thing going for us, and then it just seemed like one day everybody just kind of hit a reverse button, you know. They just decided that, you know, the unity didn't apply anymore, I guess. I don't know what happened, you know. I mean, I was real young back then, so like I say, the main thing I can remember after was just the unity, and then, you know, obviously it died out. But I mean, that's just unfortunately, as much as I hate to compare it to this, that's just how things go. I mean, look at things that trend, and even mainstream news and things like that. Something's gonna break and be what you see on every channel for a little bit, and then eventually, you know, that story just doesn't sell anymore, you know. And unfortunately, that's kind of what happened there as far as the unity and everything went. But I will say that is definitely a positive thing that I will take away when I look back on it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just wish that there was some way we could get that unity back in America, you know, and just go back to being American, you know. I mean, when I look at other countries, and I know every country has its divides, you know, every country in the world has a divide among its citizens, but I don't know if it's just from looking, you know, across the fence, I guess you could say, or across the pond, however you want to say it, looking through the window in, you know. Obviously, if you're looking through the living room window, you're not going to see what's going on in the rest of the house. And I'm sure that there's a ton of division in other countries and things, but I just feel like some other countries have more of that kind of standard of like, yeah, you know, we are divided, but at the same time we are one, you know. And I really wish that we could find a way to bring that back to America, you know, because I feel like that was a strong point for us as far as unity and everything as American citizens.
Yeah, 100% I agree with it. It'd be great, but I don't know, man. I just feel like that shit's just gone, dude. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree, man. I feel like with where we are right now in our history as America, it's not the right time. There's way too many things that need to be fixed, changed, and addressed, you know. There's a lot that needs to happen before I think we can ever start the stepping stones to getting back to that.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Who knows, you know? Who knows? A year from now, a decade from now, who knows? It might be like that again. You know, it's just one of those things that time will tell, you know. Kind of moving away from 9/11, though, we are gonna again dive into Afghanistan, and I'm just going to kind of share a little bit of my 2 cents of it. Obviously, I'm no general. I was never a leader in the military. I was nothing like that. But, I think I'm a little upset, man, with how accountability of this situation is going. It feels to me that there's just not enough accountability, or that at least the accountability is being diverted from who it should be on. What I mean by that is, let's look at the situation in Afghanistan. Let's just talk about how much fucking gear was left behind, right? It's crazy to me that there hasn't really been any repercussions from that, If we say I was in charge of that, Combat Wombat was in charge of all that SI and everything. If I left that shit behind, I promise you I'd be getting a fucking Article 15, I'd be getting a fucking counseling, I'd be having to fill out fucking TA, what the fuck is the name of the form? I can't remember the name of the form, but I would have to be filling out a FIFA? I can't remember what the fuck the name of the form was, but pretty much I would be paying out of pocket for that shit, you know what I mean? And there's no accountability, or at least repercussion, from them leaving the shit behind. It's crazy to me. There needs to be some sort of...
I 100% agree with that, dude.
Yeah.
I agree with that, and the reason being because being in the military, we're held to a standard, and we're held accountable for every fucking thing that we do. So why the fuck should it be different? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
accountability is held from the lowest level all the way up to the fucking highest. And
exactly.
Even though you're fucking fresh fucking fuzzy, man, right out of basic, can fucking correct a fucking E8 on, hey dude, you're wearing that fucked up, or that's wrong. And there's not supposed to be any repercussions on that because it's keeping everybody in check and accounted for.
Yeah, it's just like that fucking Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel or whatever who's calling out his chain of command and shit for being so fucked up with the whole thing.
So, the higher the level, it seems like the higher level you get, though, the less that becomes apparent. Everybody's just like, fuck it, you know what I mean? And then because of that, everybody gets in this fucking mindset that they can just do whatever fuck they want.
And there's no repercussions.
Yeah, and that's the wrong fucking answer. Like, no.
If you're gonna
exactly, the higher the repercussion and the more fucking responsibility, and that's the more shit you got on your chest, man. That's just more of an example you are to fucking not just fucking military members but civilian members as well.
Yeah, if anything, the more rank you have on you, the more fucking responsibility and accountability you have, man. I mean, fuck, even a fuzzy's in charge.
They need to be held accountable.
Yeah, I mean, even a fucking fuzzy's, in basic, you're in charge of X amount of equipment and shit that you have to fucking keep track of. Your drill sergeants then have to keep track of you and fucking 50 other fucking recruits in their fucking platoon shit. You know what I mean? So why the fuck are these generals and everybody, these higher ups, not being held fucking accountable for this shit? Why is it just being written off? It's like the fucking president saying that, these kind of things happen in a withdrawal. No, the fuck they don't. No, the fuck they don't. Look at the fucking dudes who hit the beach in Normandy and shit, dude. How much shit they had to fucking keep track of. Guess what, dude? You know what I mean? They fucking did it. And fucking... I don't know, man. There just needs to be some sort of repercussion, dude, whether dudes be getting fired or something, man. Because you can't just leave behind that kind of fucking equipment and there just be a fucking write-off. You know what I mean? Like, that's millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of shit now. Not only just gone, but now in potential enemy hands.
Because it's leadership.
And
that's the reason. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. There's no fucking repercussion for them simply because they have a fucking star on their chest or a bird or fucking a set of stars. There's no fucking repercussion whatsoever, which is that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I mean, fuck, it's like getting a goddamn DUI as a platoon sergeant. Fucking sweep it under the rug. But. It is what it is with that situation, man. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. But I just hope that something happens from it, that some sort of repercussions are addressed, But I will say, man, I just think it's fucked up how they're doing that, Lieutenant Colonel. I mean, it's the same thing they did to the captain of the Roosevelt a year or two ago when COVID was starting to pop up, and he called for, you know, some assistance, or at least the locking down of the ship, because so many of his crew members were catching COVID and shit, and they fired him. I mean, yeah, he went through the wrong channels. He took it to the public, you know. Yeah, I understand that. He broke OPSEC, shit like that. But if he hadn't have done that, back to you though, and what you did on the 11th. Kind of tell a little bit more about the museum and stuff, because I seen the pictures, man, and it was fucking beautiful. It was amazing. I really wish I had went there, you know, while I was stationed there.
Yeah, it was actually pretty nice, man. It was that fucking old fort that's right up there on the fucking beach.
Yeah, I've been to the beach, but I've never been to the museum.
Good views and shit of the beach and everything.
Oh yeah, it's
some stuff to do around there. It's right over there by you know, the Trump Tower and fucking Denny's and all that shit.
Yeah, you can see Diamond Head in the background. I'm pretty sure. Because like I say, I've been to the beach. I've just never been inside the museum. How much did it cost to get in? Did it cost anything?
That was pretty. I mean, it wasn't like a super big one or nothing, but it was you know, it was mostly just, you know, it went all the way back from like the Spanish-American War to fucking
holy shit,
all the way up to pretty much where we're at right now. But they had like a first floor that covered a bunch of shit, man. All kinds of old artifacts and, you know, stories of Hawaii and how fucking, you know, like Pearl Harbor and all that shit affected everything and everybody's lives and all that shit on the islands. And they had a second floor that had like, you know, some Silver Star and Medal of Honor recipients and shit. And yeah, it was pretty cool. You know, they had the helicopter, the cannon,
the
all
Cobra,
kinds of cool shit.
Yeah.
So it was pretty neat, man.
That's pretty cool. I asked earlier, did it cost anything, or was it free? What was it? Did it cost?
Oh, it was. I'm pretty sure it was free for everybody.
Oh shit, no way.
So I didn't show ID or nothing like that. I just walked in there, hoped they were open, and
damn.
Yeah, there was some old dude that greeted you, and he said, "Yeah, check it out, man. This is where you are right here, and this is how you get that second floor and have at it."
Damn. See, I wish
say less, my man.
Yeah, I was like, I wish I would have known about that when I was there, because that's pretty dope, man.
Nah, I was expecting it too, you know, honestly. But
yeah, I would have expected it to be at least like 15, 20, 30 bucks, you know, but it being free and everything, that's pretty cool. A museum I would really love to go back to would be, you know, the NIM, the National Infantrymen Museum. I would really love to do that. When you were there at Benning and everything, did you go through, it's called the last 100 yards? Did you get to do that when you were there? Like Family Day or some shit, I think is when you go, or some shit.
Oh, yeah. The one where, I think I know which one you're talking about. They had like all the different like little battles and all that shit.
Yeah. It's like the...
Yep.
It's like the all the battles of the infantry since like starting with like the American Revolution and shit. And it's like kind of simulated. It's got like
that was cool.
Yeah, it's got the mannequins and shit, and they're all dressed up like that era, and it plays like simulated sounds and stuff. And
oh yeah, I actually went through there with my dad, so that was really fucking neat, man. Because that wasn't a thing when he graduated there.
Oh.
So for him to be able to walk through, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just nothing but like a huge fucking throwback for him.
Yeah.
And then to be able to walk through the museum, like he really enjoyed it, and you know.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, for, you know, father and son type deal, you know, like me carrying on the tradition of being in the infantry and shit. It was pretty cool, man, to be able to go through it with him like that.
That's what I was just about to say, is that must have been really cool for him, because I mean, you get to, he's now kind of passing the torch to you, and you kind of get to, you know, have that first time experience, not only for yourself but with him. I mean, that's a pretty cool experience. When I went through it the first time, it was my mother, my brother, and you know, we went through it, and it was just kind of surreal for me. It was just really cool to see the history of the brotherhood that I was now entering, you know, and the and everything. When you graduated from there, did you graduate at the NIM, or did you graduate at the field right down the road from 219?
It was the little field by 219.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, that's where we did ours. I kind of like that better, because it was You know, it's not like at the fucking NIM where it's like 5 or 6 companies doing everything at one fucking time. There, it's just kind of one company and that's it. It was really cool too, because I mean, I don't know. Ours was fucking quick though. I mean, it was quick. Like it was 20 minutes at the most, dude. It was like fast. It was in and out.
That's kind of how I remember mine too. Yeah.
You know, we just fucking
for everything.
We literally just showed up and fucking boom, did like a walk around, and that was pretty much it, man. You know, came out and smoked, did a little fucking, you know, march around with the families and shit, and then boom, it was off to the bus zone. It was kind of cool. Originally, it was supposed to be, if I'm remembering correctly, our graduation was supposed to be like in the gym or whatever, and then because it was raining that morning, but then the rain stopped. But quick funny story of that. When we were there that morning, you know, I mean, it's infantry base, so whatever you want to call it. We all had like, you know, dip and shit, jewels and shit that had been brought back on Family Day, one of the times. And we're in there in the gym, we're standing there waiting for, you know, our little graduation and everything. And this asshole that was in Maryland's platoon pulls out a jewel and hits it, and instead of being smart and blowing the smoke like down, you know, into his blouse or something, this asshole blew it straight up, and one of the drill sergeants seen it, and so, you know, they wanted to conduct a shakedown, and they were like, hey, what we find contraband with? You're not graduating. You know? Yeah, it was fucking stupid. And this is a funny story, I had a fucking can of dip on me. So I went up to one of the fucking sergeants that we had who was a crossover. He was coming from another MOS, and this prior service Marine we had, he was a specialist. I went up to the two of them and I was like, hey man, hey Sarge, I got a fucking dip on me and I need to hide it. So he was like, fuck man, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, all right. So they formed a fucking wall for me real quick, and I took the dip out of my fucking pocket and I put it down on my skivvies, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this shit, dude. It was stayed in my skivvies. I had to do the whole fucking parade and everything with this shit in my skivvies. So I'm literally walking around the graduation with this fucking dip in between my ass cheeks, dude. And then I had, not only that, I had to run from the graduation field to the fucking buses with it. But it's another funny part of that is when we get to the buses, I take the can out of my skivvies and I pop a fucking lipper in right in front of the first sergeant, right in front of all the drills and everybody. And they're just like, what the fuck, man? Are you serious? It was hilarious, dude.
Yeah. You already did the bus though, so it's like, fuck you guys, dude.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, you know, there was nothing really that they could do, you know. They were just like, you son of a bitch, you know. It was pretty funny. That was one of my funny memories of that graduation and shit. I mean, it was like, I was with, you know, my one buddy and his stepdad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the fucking, you know the one I'm talking about, the fucking E9 type. So it was even more kind of funny because I was with him and he was with me when I did it. And so it was like, you could just see on the first sergeant in a drill's face, it was like, motherfucker, you know. Because what are they going to do? They can't come and scuff me up. Because, you know, I got this fucking top E9 with me, dude. You know, command sergeant major type. What the fuck are you going to do, dude? And he's not just, you know, what are you going to do? Because he had my back. He thought it was fucking hilarious. So that was just one of those funny fucking times of my graduation. One thing though, I mean, I remember for our basic, man, I don't know how it was for yours, dude, but like we did not really practice DNC fucking at all. Like DNC was least fucking prioritized. You know, our whole OSIT was more about just fucking learning fucking the battle drills, learning how to operate weapon systems, etc. You know what I mean? It was learning how to do our fucking job. It wasn't fucking, here's how you do this, here's how you do that, drill-wise. Like, no, it was fucking, you know, get out there, let's go to the fucking range, let's do this, let's do that, you know, let's fucking, you know, do CLS training, let's fucking do this shit. You know, it was more prioritized on our actual fucking job. And I mean, even when I was in, dude, I don't know about you, but I never fucking utilized DNC. I mean, what about you? Did you ever use it?
Never. The only other time I'd use it, dude, was when I had to go to BLC. And that was literally everybody there had to relearn that shit. It didn't matter who you were.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody was scored away in it, it was because, like, their unit, like, helped them out with it before they showed up. But
yeah, literally,
you get more than enough time to fucking do it anyways while you're there. So it's like, by the time you're done, you know what I mean? Like, as long as you take it seriously, like, you're good. But yeah, that was it, man. Those were the only 2 times that I did like any kind of drills in DNC. Was literally in basic and in fucking BLC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I've never used it. I think the only time I ever saw it used when I was at our unit, your unit, whatever you want to call it now, was the one time you had those like new fuckers, and you had to march them to like CIF or some stupid shit. You had to go march them somewhere. But that was literally like the only other time, other than other units, that I ever saw DNC being used.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that time, yeah, you had to take those new people. Because, like I say, I've never seen DNC used at our unit, other than, like, other fucking units doing it and going places, which I always thought was just fucking stupid. It's
yeah,
like,
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's DNC, I don't know.
Literally.
Yeah, need to take less time teaching DNC, more time teaching training. I'll say this. Here's a good question. What's like one thing you really fucking hate this new generation of people coming in like, to the unit? And shit?
Dude, the one that pisses me off the most is like these motherfuckers that show up hot shit on the fucking M4, but you give them a fucking machine gun like a 240 and all of a sudden they're retarded, dude.
Oh yeah, they have no fucking clue what they're doing. I mean, look at like Maryland, dude. You know, he fucking was a rifleman in basic and shit. And never touched a saw or anything other than that one day at the range, you know.
Well, dude, that's fucking what I'm saying, though. That's bullshit. Yeah. It's like,
it's fucking
everybody needs to be involved in that fucking process, man. Everybody needs their hands on that bitch. Like, by the time you leave there, you should be just as efficient with the fucking 50 or fucking 240, or the Mark 19 even, just as much as you are with the fucking, you know, your M4, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong at all.
Like you said, that's your job, man. That's your whole job is just to fuck shit up, dude. Like, you have to know how to fuck shit up.
Yeah,
machine gun's one of the best ways you can do that, man.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Like literally, with no machine gun, you have no advance. You have no fire superiority. You really have nothing. Machine gun is probably the most important fucking thing. Excuse me, heartburn. That you can have out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe the word is most casualty producing weapon. They say the saw is, but it's like, I don't agree with that, dude. I think 240 is 100%.
Yeah, no, I'll tell you right now, fucking the 240, dude. I'll tell you right now, even in training and shit, dude, like, you hear a fucking 240 going off, dude, you react a hell of a lot more different than you hear a saw going off. You know what I mean? The 240, I mean, it's obviously a bigger fucking round. You know what I mean? That's fucking stupid. Whoever said that shit about the saw being fucking the most casualty producing weapon is a fucking fool. It's definitely the fucking 240. Because like I say, again, if I hear a 240 busting, I'm going to act a hell of a different way.
Everybody starts paying attention.
Yeah, I'm going to pay a hell of a lot more attention to a 240 than I would have saw. I mean, yeah, granted, a saw is still machine gun, so I'm still going to be like, okay, fuck. They're gaining fire superiority, you know, they're able to take more of us out, but I'm going to act a hell of a lot more
100%, man.
Under a 240, yeah. So what they need to fucking start doing, dude, is start carrying fucking 50 cals around, dude. Could you imagine that? Motherfucking units and shit started fucking like they did in like World War II and shit.
Well, fuck, dude. You know, even then, dude, I think they should still fucking bring it, because it's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man, you had these motherfucking, like, you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you had SF motherfuckers out there, dude, humping fucking goddamn 10 clicks at a time with the M60 and shit. You know what I mean? Like they could do it, fucking your ass could do it, dude.
Exactly, dude.
Quit your fucking bitching, dude.
Carry that fucking
a whole ass 30 cal, dude. Yeah, 30 cal fucking brownies, the 50 cal brownie, dude, through the jungle and shit on top of that, dude.
Oh, yeah, Vietnam.
You telling me you can't fucking. Yeah, you telling me a 240 is fucking.
Yeah, motherfuckers bitch about the 240 weight, and it's like, bro, it could be a hell of a lot more.
They just need to quit being pussies about everything, dude. Quit worrying about people's feelings, you know? Worry about fucking, hey man, what damage can we cause if we get a fucking 50 on top of that hill, dude?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
That needs to be their mentality, dude.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. If we had that kind of fucking mentality, dude, I promise you shit would be a hell of a lot more different as far as, you know, taking contact, shit like that, and fighting the enemy, you know what I mean? What's really funny though, back to the 50 cal, was fucking 10th Mountain dude. The one with his re-enlistment story downrange, you know which one I'm talking about. With the fucking, with the 50 cal. Dude, this
in fucking theater.
Yeah, a fucking savage, dude. I love this guy. One of my favorite dudes in our, and well, your unit, my old unit, dude. This motherfucker did a re-enlistment and made these fuckers carry a 50 cal all the way up this big ass fucking mountain and shit for his re-enlistment ceremony and shit. And that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck can't dudes carry the 50 cal around?
Oh yeah. He said, I want to make these dudes hurt.
Oh yeah, no, his fucking re-enlistment, dude, that shit was savage. Those poor fucking guys. I can only imagine them just sitting there and they're like, hey, you're fucking helping out with so-and-so's fucking re-enlistment, by the way, fucking pick
Tighten
this
your fucking boots. Put your fucking ruck on.
Yeah, pretty much. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Carry this 50 cal. Make it happen. Like, I'm just saying, dude, I think you should start being able to start bringing the 50 cal out, dude. Start bringing the 50 cal out. But that is going to be it for episode 4, guys. I'm sorry, I know it's a short one and we haven't put an episode out in a while. Things are just right now extremely busy. You know, we're putting a lot of time into Twitch. We've got a couple YouTube projects coming out for you guys. You know, there's a lot of wheels spinning right now as far as Infanree Boys content is going. You know, Leaping Lizard is now stepping up and he's taking charge, and a lot of the streams and stuff you're going to be seeing on Twitch. So, you know, and there's a lot of stuff, like I say, YouTube. I've got 2 or 3 projects that I'm spearheading right now for us. Leaping Lizard has content coming out for YouTube soon. There's just a lot going on, and you know, we started this with a podcast, and trust me, we're still gonna put time and energy into this podcast. It's still gonna happen. There's still gonna be episodes. Our goal right now is just to get at least 1 episode a week out to you guys, and we're gonna make it happen. Like I say again, I know, I'm sorry for the Advent listeners, for the regular listeners. I'm sorry. I know it's been about a week or 2 since we've had something out, but like I say, it's just a lot going on, man. A lot of wheels are turning, and you know, but we're gonna make it happen. I promise. You know, that's one thing I'll say about us is probably a little bit different from other content creators. I mean, I know every content creator is dedicated and is putting in a lot of hard work and effort, but you know, we are gonna, if we say we're gonna do it, dude, we're gonna dig that fighting hole, we're gonna dig our feet in, and we're gonna man that fucking gun, so to say. We're gonna make it happen, guys. So again, I really thank everyone for, you know, sticking around listening to episode 4, and you know, I hope that everyone is doing okay, and you know, staying healthy and just doing what you can to survive right now. You know, I know times are very difficult, and like I say, this whole thing we started talking about in the beginning of this episode, you know, 9/11 and everything. I know that definitely is a hard day for a lot of people, but you know, we're gonna get through this, guys. We're gonna make it happen. And like I say, we're dedicating, no matter what, at a minimum 1 episode a week, podcast wise. And we've promised to at least, I know this episode's a little shorter than usual, it's going to be at least a minimum hour worth of content. Again, just real quick, to caveat back on myself, check out twitch.tv/InfanreeBoys. Leaping Lizard's going to start spearheading a lot of the gaming streams. It's a lot easier for him, and you know, when he's got the time, he's going to do it. Right now, we don't have a set schedule because, again, you know, he's still AD, so you know how that is. For those of you that have been in and stuff, you know how that schedule is. YouTube, I've got 2 projects that I'm spearheading. First episode's probably going to be out in a few days. On top of that, Leaping Lizard has some content coming out for YouTube as well. So just remember to keep track, man. And, you know, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you again so much for staying with us. Stay safe, and, you know, God bless.